Hey guys, Big Boy here. As promised from when I told you guys that I was going to be reviewing the movie The Guest in my last video. I wasn't joking. But real quick, am I the only one here that still eats ring pops? These things are delicious. You want a lick, Jack? Boop. Alright, I'll put that away now. So yeah, The Guest. It's about time I'm reviewing this movie, seeing how I've seen it 3 times now over the course of the past 2 months. And I remember after my initial viewing of the movie for the first time, I said to myself, yeah, this is the best movie of 2014 for me. I might even go as far to say that this is the best movie I've seen since the film Drive in 2011. And I've said it a million times before, and I'll say it again, that Drive is my favorite film of all time. And the funny thing about that is that The Guest has a lot of similarities to that movie. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's dive into the plot. A man named David walks up to a rural house in the middle of nowhere and knocks on the front door and is greeted by a woman whose son was killed in combat in the Iraq War. David then tells her that he knew her son and she lets him in. That's all I'm gonna tell you. This movie is best going into knowing nothing. Trust me. My absolute favorite thing about this movie is simply that it knows what it is, and it isn't afraid to do anything. The movie does stuff where if I had seen that same thing in another film with a slightly different feel to it, I would probably stand there and say, that was retarded. But because it's The Guest, and it knows what it is, it works. The level of acting in this film is top notch. Dan Stevens playing the lead role as David is just absolutely phenomenal. I've never seen this actor before. This guy, he's going places. And then all the actors of the family in which he meets are also great. Micah Monroe, you go girl. Woman Crush Wednesday. I've never seen this chick before either, but she completely blew my mind and her character was one of my favorite parts about this entire movie. And I cannot review this movie without mentioning the soundtrack. Where do I start? It's amazing. Who is ever in charge of finding the tracks for this film, I want to walk right up to them and personally shake their hand. Honest to God, I couldn't believe it when I was watching this movie. Some of the songs that I listen on a day-to-day basis on my iPod are in this film. And I was watching it, one pops up and I'm like, another one pops up and I'm like, me and this film have chemistry. I'm thinking about taking it out next Friday night. The music is portrayed so originally in this film. It kicks in at like the most unexpected moments, I guess you could say. For example, there could be 2 characters in a bar and one says one thing to the other and then the other one looks up at him. Hey pal, what's it gonna be? Whatever you got. You got it. I don't know, when I see music getting implemented that way, I just get a little over the top, I'm sorry. Another awesome thing I love about this movie, you notice how I keep saying that? There's nothing bad in this movie. It's that movie takes place right around Halloween time, so it's one of those movies that's not focused on Halloween. It's kind of like Donnie Darko in a sense. Donnie Darko took place around Halloween time, and you kind of see it implemented here and there, like there's the Halloween party at the end, but it doesn't really affect the story that much. That's what this movie's like. It kind of just flips the atmosphere, makes it that much cooler without really kind of pushing it in your face. The climax of the film itself takes place in a haunted house, so yeah, it gets real. Overall, this thing has everything I could ever want and need, and it's got the awesome 80s retro soundtrack / throwback horror feel to it, which I don't really even know what to call this movie. Is it a horror film? Is it a thriller? I don't know. It's an awesome movie. We're gonna leave it at that. It's got a super hot chick who can actually act really well alongside of all of her co-actors, and the movie's got heart. Every single person who worked on this film loved what they were doing, and you can see it. Ladies and gentlemen, I am giving The Guest an A+. This one's going in the big boy record books. The film had a very, very small scaled release, so the chances are that 90% of you watching this video right now have not seen it. But the good news is that it comes out on the 7th of January, so that's right around the corner, and you guys gotta pick it up. So there's my review for The Guest, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like if you enjoyed this review to let me know if I did a good job or not. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.